Boy, New Breed coming through with another live stream. As you enter the live, make sure you mash that thumbs up button. It allows YouTube to send the notifications out. We got an imperative subject today. The war against the chosen ones. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's a war going on. There's definitely a war going on, and I find this video necessary to prepare you for this war. In my last video, I spoke about not letting your heart turn cold. But I want to draw that fine line in the sand. And I want to paint the true picture for you that you are at war. You are at war, and it's a time for everything. And I'm going to explain what type of war we're in. And I'm going to explain how we should move during this war. Let's see who we got all up in here. We got Nathan Simone, or Nathan Simon, John Capio, daughter of Zion. What's good with y'all? I'm glad y'all catching another live stream. It's good to build with y'all. Every day that we have air in our lungs is a blessing. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, I got to let y'all know the things that we're seeing are of biblical proportion. For those who are new to the channel or catching this live stream for the first time, I am one who adheres to the teachings of the Bible. I use it as a moral compass. I also use it to pretty much gauge prophecy, to gauge what's taking place in the world. And so far, it's been a very accurate tool in predicting a lot of what's taking place in the world. And a lot of people have a lot of different answers, but it seems that the word of God is what is substantial in these perilous times. Now, let's talk about some news that's taking place. There's a lot of things going on. But before we go into the news, I want to let y'all know that Satan is building an army right now. Satan is building an army. He's grooming them. He's preparing them to engage the chosen ones. I spoke a lot about how desperate times calls for desperate measures, how people's true colors come to the light once things get desperate. Narcissists begin to show their true motives. People get in a whole spirit of self-preservation, and they turn on their own people. They get in panic mode. And you can truly see who the enemy is once this happens. The line in the sand has been drawn, and now you can see who the enemies are. And as you walk outside of your doors, all you chosen ones out there, all you elected people out there, it's clear and evident who's coming against you. It's clear and evident that you have enemies. You have agents. Satan is sending a lot of agents out right now. There are people who are calling snitch lines, and they're actually calling them snitch lines. If people are having social gatherings and they are in violation of COVID-19. So what this is showing is that you're seeing people turn against people. And I'll be one to say this. I think you should social distance at this moment. Matter of fact, unless it's people that you absolutely have to be around, like your family, so on and so forth, there's no way you should be in clusters of people at the moment with all that's going on. You got to be wise out here. You got to be wise, all right? But at the same time, This shows that they put agents in place. They psychologically have distorted everyone. They put you inside your home, put you on solitary confinement, at the same time giving the people rations as if we're in prison, separating people from each other, making people have a distrust and a disdain for one another. Things are about to get real, y'all. All right, things are about to get real. Now I'm about to go in. I'm going to read some things. I'm going to read some articles. I'm going to bring forth some sources. But before I do so, mash the thumbs up button so we can get the notifications out, y'all. Because what I'm about to go into is going to show you that they're engaging the chosen, that this war is against the chosen ones. I'm going to explain who the chosen ones are and why they're finally going to war with us. All right. Now, for those that don't know, the news has broke. And the source I'm going to right now is CNN. Africans in Guangzhou, or Guangzhou, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Africans in Guangzhou are on edge after many are left homeless amid rising xenophobia as China fights a second wave of coronavirus. Now, what this is resulting in is Africans are being placed out of their homes, left homeless on the streets. They're being put out of hotels. They're being left homeless on the streets. Now, let me continue to read. Check this out. CNN interviewed more than 24 Africans living in Guangzhou, many who have told of the same experiences, being left without a home, being subject to random testing of COVID-19, and being quarantined for 14 days in their home despite having no symptoms or contact with known patients. Health authorities in Guangdong Province and Guangzhou Public Security Bureau did not respond to CNN's request for comments. So, what you have right now is ethnic purging. You're seeing ethnic purging. And I'm going to tell you this firsthand. We're going to see this worldwide. You're going to see ethnic purging in various minute locations. You're going to see this worldwide. Because, as I said before, the veil has been lifted to those who can see who they truly are. Those children of the light can truly see. And I told you all before that they're doing random testing because they're looking for DNA. They're looking for a specific genetic marker. All right? Some will call it the God gene. But what they're looking for is the bloodline of the Bible. That's what they're looking for. Random testing, ethnic cleansing, the whole nine. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why I use the Bible as a barometer. Because everything that I'm saying has already been prophesied unto us. Through the scriptures, it was already written. See, the so-called blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, Jamaicans, Haitians, Panamanians, from Chile, Panamania, Cubans, Dominicans, guess what? You all have the DNA of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are the people of the Bible. You are the people of the book. Argentinians as well. And you're going to be seeing something happen worldwide with all of these people. But first, they're going to start off with what they're calling Africans. They're calling them Africans, but they're not going to tell you who they're actually going against. You black people in America, spread all across the world, who can resonate with the words I'm saying to you right now, let me tell you something. You are the children of the book. You are the children of Israel, according to the Bible. And right now, what you're suffering is called Jacob's trouble. Let's go into the word. And let me prove to you that Satan is building an army up right now. And this is the truth that nobody ever wanted you to know. They never wanted you to know this. None of the other nations in the earth ever wanted you to know this truth, but the veil is being lifted. Psalms 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one accord. They have confederate against thee. So you got all your world leaders who have built a confederate against you, knowing who you are, knowing that you come from a royal bloodline. So when we speak about things like gang stalking, targeted individuals, we speaking for those who are against Satan's army. But there's also a royal bloodline that they seek out because they never wanted you to know. And this is all the world leaders. They conspired. They said, listen, let's cut these people off because they're learning who they are. Let's cut them off so there'll be no more remembrance. So we'll torture these people. We'll prick and prod at them. We'll run experiments on them. We'll invade their homes. We'll commit genocide. We'll fill the prison industrial complex with these people. We'll put these people in bondage. We'll give them all of these ideologies and religious beliefs. And we'll give them all of these things so they'll never find out who they truly are according to prophecy. Because listen, let me put it out here. I don't give a damn what you believe in. If you fit this bloodline, regardless if you don't want to believe what the word says, the satanic people who control the world, they believe it. They believe every word of the Bible. They know it's real. They worship Satan. They believe it, and they're going to go at you regardless. Because let me explain something. On those slave ships that went all over the world, it didn't matter if you was Buddhist. It didn't matter if you was an Egyptologist. It didn't matter if you was a Pan-African. It didn't matter if you was Nation of Islam. It did not matter. You had the bloodline. So therefore, regardless what you choose to believe, you're still going to suffer the curses. So what you need to be doing is preparing yourself. Getting into the spirit of preparation. Listen, everybody who is quote unquote black, who is in other countries, they don't want you there, all right? The ethnic purge has begun. This is why, if you're a black person, you need to go to a black country, a country that has black money, a country that is under the ruling authority of black people. Although you got all the world leaders under one accord, but at least you will have a better fighting chance by cleaving to your own. And that's the truth. And and let me say this as well. What's taking place right now, we're going to win this battle. And I'm going to get into more of how we're going to win this battle. And I'm not promoting fear. I'm simply promoting the spirit of preparation on you because you got to get ready mentally, physically, spiritually. We all got to get ready for what's to come. Now, when the coronavirus started, when it started in China, blacks in America was not worried. Now you got LA mayor, New York mayor, governors saying that this virus is only targeting the black community. That's what they're telling us. But when it was in China, we wasn't worried. We didn't have any concerns. But now, I want y'all to see what's going on in China. Now they're claiming it's a second wave, according to CNN, and that's resulting in people getting violated, people getting put out of their homes, put in the streets, so on and so forth. So don't think that it won't affect you. And it's happening to your people. See, we all over the world. It's happening to your people. Now, Satan is building his army right now. I want to share some other news with y'all. I was scrolling social media the other day. Sean Puffy Combs, he put out a PSA about COVID-19. In this PSA, it was titled, "Black people, we are getting killed." He actually used the word killed. That's how he promoted a panel that he was putting together on Revolt TV. P. Diddy had the likes of Al Sharpton, Killer Mike, a lot of black scientists, doctors, so on and so forth. And he hosted this on Revolt TV. He called it the state of emergency. Now I had to tune in because I know one thing about my people. We're always seeking some type of leadership from the wrong people. So I know that that particular PSA was going to have the attention of people in the minority communities, especially within America. So I watched some of it. I wanted to see some of the solutions that they would bring. Now, mind you, he advertised it or promoted it like we're being killed. That's the words he used. But then when you begin to watch it, come to find out he's spreading more agenda of how this disease is attacking our particular people. Pushing more propaganda, more fear, more lies. Listen, if you turn to any celebrity, when it's a state of an emergency, you have lost your mind. You have lost your walk. You are completely blinded. They are part of Satan's army. They are part of the psychological warfare. He had Angela Rye, Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton only comes out when is that. Have y'all noticed that? This little decrepit doppelganger British bulldog looking clown always pops up when there's an emergency. Have you noticed that? So they always have their little minions to keep us psychologically destroyed. There's a war going on. And they're going to have their people who are going to come against us. And listen, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. I'm going to tell you right now, there are people who are in this live stream who are Caucasian and can absolutely agree with everything I'm saying, can actually be of help and be of assistance to the warfare that's coming against us. So all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So don't think that I'm in here trying to be pro-black, because I'm not pro-black. I'm pro-truth. Let's get that out there. I don't want this particular message to be skewed at all. Now, I just wanted to bring that out because you're going to have agents. The agents among our people are coming out. They have no answers. I'm going to tell you, P. Diddy has no answers. P. Diddy is an opportunist, just like the rest of them. The answers are in the Bible. I repeat, the answers are in the Bible. If that's not the direction that you're pointing us to, then you are false. You're not leading us in the right direction. And what we're going through right now is a great tribulation. Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall a great tribulation, such as not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So what we're witnessing right now is the greatest tribulation that we will ever face. Not since the beginning of time are we seeing what we're about to see take place in this world with our people. Never before time are we going to see this tribulation. But check this out. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it, even in the time. Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. He shall be saved out of it. It was written. And it calls it Jacob's trouble because we come from the loins of Jacob, according to the Bible. Black people, you come through the loins of Jacob. And it says that we will be saved out of this. We will be saved out of this. So that's victory right there. No matter how bad things look, you're going to be saved. And right now, I'm going to tell you, this is just the beginning. I like to compare this to a woman giving birth. This right here is like when a woman is getting contractions. When she's getting contractions, that's what we're going through right now, the contractions. And then when she begins to push, there's a lot of pain that comes out. She feels a lot of pain. Tears are coming out. Her body is getting left weak. It's a glorious moment because she's giving birth. She's pushing out life. It's beautiful, but it's painful. And then the moment that baby comes out, she lays that baby on her chest. Everything that she felt is forgotten. Soon as that baby is laying on her body and it's skin to skin, and she can feel that baby on her, all of the pain and suffering that she felt goes away. That's what it is we're going through. And everything that you're going through right now is going to feel like a penny in a room full of gold when the righteous take their place. Now let's talk about these satanic agents because I want y'all to be safe out here. I want y'all to be safe out here. They're setting their agents up, y'all. They are setting their agents up. Now, LA mayor, and let me tell you where I'm reading from. Let me give you every source. I'm going to Fox News right now. LA Mayor Garcetti encourages residents to report violators of stay-at-home orders. Snitches get rewards. That's literally how this is titled. They have something called a snitch line. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti said that this week that snitches, quotations, in his city will get rewards. If they tattle on neighbors who could be violating the stay-at-home order put in place to curb the spread of the coronavirus. Let's see. Garcetti last month implemented the stay-at-home order like many cities and states across the nation, closing non-essential businesses and urging people to stay at home. So here it is. If you're trying to escape the confines of your home, listen to the times we're living in. If you are trying to escape the confines of your own home, there are people on the phones. And here's the new gang stalkers, y'all. Here's the new gang stalkers. They're calling the snitch lines. The reason why it felt like everything eased up from your targeting, if you've been gang stalked, is because, listen, they put a system in place utilizing technology and utilizing feds. And I'm going to explain more about that in this video because this is warfare. And I'm going to explain to you what they're doing with technology right now. And we're going to get into that. But the gang stalking has now translated. So now what they're doing is they got these snitches and they're watching you. So if you're a person of the light and you want to go outside of your door and chafe weather and just step out, they're going to be neighbors, especially if you're in small towns, tight-knit communities. They're going to be people on those phones calling the snitch line. And then what happens is you're going to get quarantined in your home for 14 days, or maybe they're going to prick and prod at you to find out if you got it. And that's what's going to take place. This reminds me of the show Black Lightning. I keep bringing this show up because I finished watching season 3 of Black Lightning. And this is the same thing that the ASA, because that's what they call the organization within the show, the ASA was looking for metas. This is the same thing that's taking place right now. They're looking for people who have changed in the metaphysical realm. They're looking for those who are spiritually awakened. Because what's done in the spiritual realm must manifest into the physical realm. That's metaphysics. So if spiritually you have woken up, these devils and demons are going to try to test you physically. They're going to be like, man, the words that are coming out of their mouths, the empathy that they display. I have been watching these people. These people are strange. They're peculiar. Here it is, everything that we have introduced to them. We always put out the bait for them to be destroyed or self-destruct. Every time we throw out the bait, these people end up surviving, adapting, still staying righteous, contrary to everything that we do. We have to test their DNA. We have to spray chemicals in the air to see if it kills them. We have to do biological warfare. We have to send out agents to watch them. War times is what you're living in. War times. Now there's something that I want to pull up. If y'all give me one moment, there's something that I want to pull up from the Washington Post. One moment. If you're in this live stream and you're getting edification, make sure y'all mash the thumbs up button because we're about to go into some real valid information, especially for you individuals out there who have been victims of neighborhood mobbing, harassment, so on and so forth. All right, here we go. Washington Post. I'm gonna share every source because I don't want this to be misconstrued as if I'm a conspiracy theorist of any sort. I'm going to go directly to what they're covering. That makes sense, right? Because listen, you want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Now check this out. The Washington Post says location data could help fight COVID-19, but privacy must be protected. That's the name of the particular article that I'm going to read from. It's called Location Data Could Help Fight COVID-19, but Privacy Must Be Protected. Check this out, y'all. Hold on one moment. Now, it reads, last Wednesday, 400 Israelis received text messages directing them to self-isolation immediately. The reason? Their cell phone data showed they had been in proximity to someone who tested positive for coronavirus. This message was part of a program to track the movement of confirmed and suspected COVID-19 cases using a trove of previously undisclosed cell phone data collected by Israel's Internal Security Service. I want that to marinate. Let's put our thinking caps on with this one. So there's some Israelis who received a text message that now they can track to find out if you've been around anybody who has COVID-19, to basically recommend that you go to self-isolation. I don't know about y'all, but I've been experiencing a lot of strange things with my cell phone, my cellular device. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to put it out there for individuals who want privacy, who truly want privacy. The only way you're going to get privacy is to turn your phone off, leave it at home. This is the advice that I'm going to give you right now. Leave your cell phone at home when you maneuver. From now on, from here on out, so you don't get into any trouble, leave it at home. If there's an emergency, I recommend that you keep a cellular device in your car. Maybe buy you a little burnout phone. Buy you a little burnout phone, put minutes on it. Just a little cheap phone. It could be a little cheap phone, you know? Keep it turned off, keep the battery out of it, the whole nine. But only have that phone for emergencies in your vehicle or somewhere where you can have access to it. But keep your phones where they at home. All right? Now, I'm telling you now, there's a lot of tracking technology. Now I want to read some of this tracing. Now it says Israel is not alone in seeing geolocation data as vulnerable tools to combat the spread of the coronavirus. South Korea, Singapore, China, Taiwan, Italy, and all have used geolocation data and cell phones in combination with other measures in their containment efforts to facilitate contract tracing to enforce, you gotta hear that word, to enforce quarantine and to alert the public to potential hotspots. Last week, there were reports of talks among the White House. Okay, see, it always starts out elsewhere and then it ends up going to US, right? So now we got talks in the White House about this tracking. Now, mind you, they're telling you that this thing is about to end, right? They're telling you on the news that, at least Donald Trump is telling you, because the mainstream media and Donald Trump are saying two different things. But they're telling you that this thing is going to end May 1st, right? That's what they're telling you. But they're going already having meetings in the White House on tracking people. Let's check this out. To facilitate contract tracing, to enforce quarantines, that's the law is going to be involved. If your cell phone is giving them some type of notification, the law will be involved. This is the times we coming in. And to alert the public to potential hotspots. Last week, there were reports of talks among the White House, techs, companies, and health experts about how location data to combat coronavirus in the United States. Listen, this is Satan's technology. Don't think that he's not going to use it against you. Don't think that this technology is not part of the warfare. They're talking about setting it up where they can track you. And I can see how they're going to roll it out. Let me predict how they're going to roll this thing out. They're going to roll it out like some type of app They're going to have it like some type of app. They're going to roll this thing out, and they're probably going to focus on social distancing first. They're probably going to focus on social distancing first. And the way they're going to do it is, hey, if you're around 10 people, your cell phone will probably give you some type of notification to back up. You know, you may get a notification like, hey, you're around 10 people, you know, because they're probably going to be feeding off the frequencies of other cell phones. I mean, this thing is going to get highly sophisticated to keep us divided. Pretty soon, all you people who are addicted to your cell phone, who walking around like this all day, when they roll out 5G, that's going to affect you in a very negative way. All of us are going to have to unplug from these cell phones to a degree. All of us are going to have to unplug to a degree, y'all. We cannot be in love with these cell phones no more. They're being used to track you. It is what it is. They have GPS systems. They're all connected. These are the times we live in. Be prepared, you know, be astute in your observations. Pay attention to what they're doing. Have your eyes wide open. Golden Spiritual says, chosen one, stay blessed. We know who we are. No sheep out here. We woke. Absolutely. Yep, for real. Somebody said be prepared, y'all. Most definitely. Shells Bay Max says, I've been putting mine on airplane mode the last couple days. Yep. That may help. That may help. Sad Feeling says it's made from fallen angel technology. Facts, facts, facts. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overcome all of this warfare. We're going to overcome all of this warfare. The time is going to draw near where we'll be united. We will be united. I've been putting together some things for you all who have been following the channel, you all who really want to be proactive in a solution. For those that don't know, those who are new to the channel, we have a spiritual retreat in Jamaica. We have 2 locations, Hanover, Lucia, and also Negril. And they're both probably about 40 minutes outside of Montego Bay. And we're really trying to become self-reliant. We have land there, opportunities there to become self-reliant. I've been to Jamaica to see the locations. It's something I think a lot of y'all are going to enjoy. I've been receiving a lot of emails. I've been personally going through the emails, so remain patient with me, because with all of these travel bans and, you know, all of this uncertainty going on with the airports, I want y'all to bear with me, because the moment where there's a window of opportunity, we're gonna have this vacation. We're gonna have these vacations, make connections with people in different locations. All right, that's what it's all about. At the very least, if you have the time, effort, and energy to come out there and check us out once the opportunity is allotted, you know, at the very least that you make connections in different places of the world. Because I'm gonna tell you now, you want to be like pilgrims. If you're a chosen one, you want to be adaptable. You want to be like a pilgrim. You want to make connections. You want to be able to spend your time in other places and meet new people, because you don't want to become complacent. You never want to become complacent in war. And I want to put something else in a perspective for y'all. I'm going to put something else in a perspective. Forgive me, y'all, because I have to actually feed the chat myself. But you don't want to become complacent. Listen, if you pay attention to what they're doing, you can clearly see that they're trying to fatten us up for the slaughter. They're looking at us like cattle. You're seeing food shortages in the grocery store, but you see an endless amount of Burger King. You see an endless amount of McDonald's. How is it that it's a food shortage in the grocery store? You're limited to how much meat you can purchase, but it's unlimited meat in fast food restaurants. Have you ever thought about that? There's unlimited meat in a fast food restaurant, but you're limited to 2 packs of chicken in the grocery store or 2 packs of beef in the grocery store. What are we eating? What are we eating? A couple months back on my channel, I actually did a reaction video to a rabbi by the name of Finkelstein. And he was basically speaking about how they're putting aborted fetuses into the food, into the ground beef, into your sausages, your hamburgers. And listen, if there's limited meat in the grocery store, why not shut down fast food restaurants? How is fast food essential? How is fast food essential? Why not, if you're getting the same meat from the markets, if it's beef, if it's chicken, if you're getting the same meat, why not shut down the fast food restaurants and open the grocery stores longer and put groceries in there, put meat in there? I mean, come on. What is going on here? Just something to ponder on, right? Somebody said that's what I've been asking myself. Somebody said they're feeding us the dead people. I wouldn't doubt that. There's a movie that came out called Soylent Green. That's Soylent. I think I spelled that right. Soylent Green. Y'all need to look that movie up. It's a very old movie. I believe it was in like the 50s, 60s, 70s, something like that. But that movie is very relevant right now in the day and age that we living in. Very relevant. Because here it is. On the movie Soylent Green, it started off with them having food rations. Y'all not hearing me. It was pretty much a post-apocalyptic time or a time of austerity in the movie. It was austerity measures. They were giving out food rations. There was a lack of food. But everybody got Soylent Green. Everybody got Soylent Green. It was like a government-issued food. Here it is. There's a ration. There's a shortage. But they always had that Soylent Green for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, your fast food is the Soylent Green. That's right. Somebody spelled it right there. The fast food is the Soylent Green. Spoiler alert on the movie. Spoiler alert. Soylent Green was people. Dead people. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. In warfare, we got to be careful what we put in our bodies, the whole nine. I mean, it's warfare. Somebody said I need to stop. I'm just saying. And that's just my theory. I mean, listen. If you squeamish or this truth ain't easy to digest, then you on the wrong channel. The truth is a big pill to swallow. Remember what the scripture said. Let me go back to the scripture. It says, I will create a confederate against thee. There are people conspiring. A confederate is like people sitting around plotting on you. So if you don't think there's people plotting on you, then this channel might not be for you. If you don't think that you're in warfare with all that's taking place all over the world, this might not be for you. But the facts are the facts, man. I just wanted to come through and talk about this war on the chosen. If y'all want to mash that thumbs up button, we can break into maybe 10 minutes of Q&A. I don't mind answering any questions regarding the retreat. I don't mind answering any questions regarding some of the news that's been aired, so on and so forth, because the Bible says to prove all things, and I want this to be a very clear and evident live stream for you. Let's see what we got here. It says, Morgan says, how will you go to Jamaica if they tell you can't fly without vaccine? Listen, we don't worry about stuff that hasn't happened. We don't worry about stuff that hasn't happened. We operate in faith. I don't sit around and ask myself, well, what if this happens? What if that happened? That's how you create fear and uncertainty. I put my trust in the Most High. I put my faith in the Lord. That's the mentality that we got to get out. We got to get out of that. Well, what if they do this and do that? Listen, live your life right now, one day at a time. And I understand how it's so much anxiety being created, because here it is. They got you on solitary confinement and they're not telling you when you can come out your house. They're not telling you when you can escape. So I can see how that creates anxiety, but you can't let that mechanism win. You can't let that beat you. Patrice, thank you for the donation. I don't know how it reads. Let me read this. I don't have much these days, but I wanted to support your mission. Keep up the good work, brother. And now these remain faith, hope, and love. The greatest of there is love. Thank you. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Love conquers all. Love is stronger than the hate. The truth is stronger than a lie. The lies are always deciphered. The lies are always broken down to the decimal, but the truth always stands. Love always stands. Hatred always falls. So thank you for those encouraging words. Appreciate that. AJ says, good video, brother. New Breed, as usual, putting out that real truth 100. Most definitely. Thank you, fam. Thank you. Most definitely. Nathan says, breed has been changed completely by the Bible. We can too. Thank you, family. I appreciate that. The Bible gives the moral compass and the parameter of what we should be seeing right now. Black man says, how do you get your spiritual eyes back open if you've been spiritually blind? Exactly what you're doing right now, brother. You're feeding your spirit with positivity, with truth, with light. These are the things that you gotta really meditate on, brother. Listen, you get what you put in. Just like we were just talking about foods, and how they may be fattening us up for the slaughter. If you put death into your body, or if you put death into your mind, if you're looking at things that are negative, if you're feeding your spirit with negativity, then you're going to stay blind. It's going to be hard to see and navigate. But if you're watching positivity, if you're watching things that are uplifting you, if you're watching things that are encouraging, if you're getting truth, then your eyes will be open. And when the time comes, you know how to maneuver. You got your light shining. So continue to feed your spirit with positivity, my brother. And stay away from negative words. Stay away from negative words. Speak life on yourself. Positive affirmation, my fam. Positive affirmation all day. Let's see. Somebody says, yo, Bree, why can't we create a retreat in the States, my brother? Man, that is a layered question. And I think you already know the answer. You know? Let me explain this to you. The Confederate that's being created against your people is worldwide. Understand that. But you want to be in a place where you can be self-reliant. You can live off the land. You can go out your door and you can pick fruit off a tree. You want to be in a place where you can survive off the land. Self-reliant, brother. As you can see in the States, it seems that if they just cut off the food trucks, then we starve to death. We are already being tested. When you're seeing less and less groceries on the shelves, what is the alternative when the food is shut down? Where are the crops, brother? Where's the fruit that you can pick off the tree? So wherever in the world that you can go to be self-reliant, I would say to do that. But I also will say this. Throughout history, God's chosen people, they always migrated when they were persecuted somewhere. We've always migrated from a Roman captivity, Persian, Medo, the Arabic captivity, the Egyptian captivity, Greece. Brother, everywhere we ever been in captivity and been persecuted, we always migrated. We always migrated. So that's why it's good to move around. Don't let the enemy stagnate you. If you're free to move, move. And I'm not saying that, listen, if you don't move, you won't be saved. Listen, the righteous is going to be saved through this. I don't want this to get confused. I'm not telling you that you're doomed if you don't go somewhere else. You need to have your trust in the Most High. I'm not one to tell people what to do with their lives. I'm just one to give you advice, all right? I hope that answered your question. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let me see. I have to actually scroll the chat myself, family. See, I'm glad a lot of people, as I'm reading these comments, a lot of people are thinking worldwide and global. And that's a good thing, y'all. Because you got to be free. You got to be free. And let me tell you this, all your celebrities, right before all of this kicked off, Cardi B, Ludacris, various politicians, various actors and actresses, what did they do? They went and got citizenship in Africa. You know why? Because Satan's agents already knew that this was coming. Allegedly. Satan's agents allegedly knew that this was coming. Some of the politicians knew that this was coming 5, 6, 7 years ago. Allegedly. Listen, your enemy, he's planning years in advance. These are war tactics. COVID-19 sounds like a military operation. Doesn't sound like a virus to me. So you got people planning for a long time before they put things in motion. That's what you do in warfare. You plan, plot, and strategize. Yeah, Kara says she didn't know that. Yeah, they did. They absolutely got citizenship, dual citizenship in Africa. They did. Because that's how, you know, those people in those positions, they know things before they hit. And, you know, that is what it is, man. Thank you for the donation, family. Appreciate it. Let's see, we got any more questions in here? Do we have any more questions? Somebody said, so they trying to arrest 144,000. Bing. Light bulb. It's a light bulb there. Man, I like to thank y'all for catching another live stream. You know how we do it, family. It's always an honor and pleasure to build with y'all. And y'all stay safe and strong out here. Keep your eyes open. Watch for these demons. Watch for these devils. Stay on point at all times. Don't trust these narcissists. Stay away from them. Stay away from these evildoers. Stay away from those who have revealed their true colors to you in this time. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head up. Stay lighthearted. Make sure you smile and laugh and stuff every day. Don't let this particular quarantine make you depressed. Rise above. There's going to come a time when we're all together. Know how special you are. Know how chosen you are. Know that, man, listen, I love y'all no matter what. And you know, this truth is making me grow even closer to y'all in these perilous times. So I'd like to thank y'all for watching this stream, man. Y'all have a great, blessed day. With that being said, shalom and peace.